Finding a hidden gem neighborhood before moving to a new city can be quite challenging. I know my family and I had that same exact challenge before moving to Salem, and the only reason we knew about one of these neighborhoods that is on this list is because I had family that actually happened to live in that neighborhood. And quite frankly, most of the people that live in Salem aren't aware of these neighborhoods that I'm going to reveal to you. What makes these neighborhoods hidden is quite literally because they are all tucked away from the hustle of the city. And what they all have in common about being gems are that they are quiet escapes from the rest of the city where you can truly unwind, yet close enough to amenities so you can enjoy all that Salem has to offer, including the charming downtown where the city comes together for dining, entertainment, shopping, and community events. What is also nice about this is that you literally see various home prices so that there is something for everyone. You will definitely want to stay tuned throughout this video because I am going to reveal one of the most unique neighborhoods in all of Salem that actually happens to be the least expensive neighborhood on this list. And actually the last couple of neighborhoods are going to be the most affordable. So we're going to get ready, jump in, but make sure you don't tell anybody about these because the neighborhoods are secret and they want to remain that way. The first hidden gem neighborhood that I'm going to reveal is in the southern portion of Salem. It's about as far south as you can get in the city. A map is popping up right now. The neighborhood is called Creekside Estates, and it's part of the overall South Gateway neighborhood. Now, this neighborhood combines luxury, comfort, beautiful homes, and a sense of peace. It offers a higher standard of living while staying grounded. Now, it's perched on hills, giving some residents stunning views of the Cascade Mountain Range, as well as the golf course. And yes, I mentioned golf course. This is a golf course community, making it pretty special and unique because there aren't that many golf courses in the city of Salem. Now, not only does this neighborhood offer a golf course, but there's a pool, a clubhouse, there's dining. Now, I should mention that this is a private golf course, so there are additional fees to become members and take advantage of all that it has to offer. However, it is not a requirement to become a member of the golf course to be part of this neighborhood and live in the community. Now, the neighborhood is a mix of smaller homes and larger homes, and it kind of varies in price point. I will say that if you are along the golf course or if you want to live along the golf course, those homes tend to be a little bit on the smaller side, mainly probably not to block the views of the homes behind it or above it. Now, you should be aware that there is an HOA and CC&Rs when living in this neighborhood, so there are some restrictions what you can do with your home, and there are additional monthly fees for that HOA. What's really cool about this neighborhood is that it's kind of like a golf cart community. So you see tons of people riding their golf carts in the neighborhood. There's people out and about walking. It's really peaceful. It's really quiet. And as I mentioned, you do feel kind of this breath of fresh air when driving or walking throughout this neighborhood. Now, I said you're away from it all, but you are really close to amenities, your day-to-day needs and your entertainment, just about 5 minutes away from Commercial Street. And this is where your supermarkets are going to be, some of your restaurants, mainly casual dining. For fine dining, you are going to have to go into downtown. But you've got, as I mentioned, your grocery stores, you've got gym, you've got gardening centers, you've got professional services. It's also really cool that Creekside is really close to the Beehive, which is a food pod in that portion of Salem. We have 3 of them. One happens to be right here by Creekside, the other's in West Salem, and the other's in East Salem. But the Beehive has about 10 or so food trucks, so you can get a variety of food, kind of brings the community together. They have seating areas, and it's just a fun place to go. You also have Gwentner's Garden, which is a little gardening center that they have now a coffee truck there. They're going to be bringing a food cart there as well. They host seasonal activities and community activities throughout the year. Creekside happens to be also really close to the I-5 freeway entrance, especially if you are going south on the I-5 freeway. If you want to go north, it's a little bit further, but not too bad. You're just going to jump on Commercial and eventually onto Kubler heading east over to the I-5 freeway, so it is pretty quick to access. And before you get to that freeway, you are going to pass our Costco. It's our newest and biggest Costco in Salem. It's like our only Costco in Salem. But if you are a Costco family and you love going to Costco, you're just like 7 minutes away from that as well. So you can see you're really close to all the amenities, everything that you need, and you are just about 15 minutes away from our charming downtown. And as I mentioned, that's where you'll go for fine dining, your great coffee shops, a theater, bars, pubs, fun shopping, and of course, community events. You may be wondering what it costs to live in this neighborhood, and the median price in the Creekside Estates area is about $700,000. Our third hidden gem neighborhood is about to be revealed, but before I do that, as a reminder, I'm Dave Fein with the Real Estate Dads at eXp Realty. My team and I love helping people move to and relocate to the city of Salem, just like I did with my family. If that is something that you're interested in, make sure you're hitting us up at the contact information below or in the description of this video. Also, if you like what you see in this video, subscribe, like the video, And comment below. Love to hear what you think of the neighborhoods that I've been revealing so far if you have any questions. The next hidden gem neighborhood on this list is keeping us in South Salem, just a tad bit north as a map is popping up, and a little bit west, called Illahee Hills Estates. Now this runs along River Road, and the reason why it's called River Road is because River Road actually runs along the Willamette River. Now this neighborhood offers countryside luxury away from the busyness of the city, yet only about 10 minutes away from downtown activities. So you can go out for a nice dinner, walk the shops, go to some theater, and you're just 10 minutes away. Now homes in the neighborhood's western portion surround the Illahee Hills Country Club. It's a scenic golf course on the banks of the Willamette River. The eastern portion of this neighborhood, it's a little bit more hilly, but that comes with some spectacular views of the Willamette Valley, the downtown area, as well as some really cool views of Mount Hood when the weather is clear and you can see that snow-capped mountain just kind of popping off right in the neighborhood. So plenty of opportunities to get some good space here. Now, just like the Creekside neighborhood, this is also a golf course community where it is a private golf course. So there is an extra membership to be part of this golf course. However, again, like Creekside, it is not a requirement to be a member in order to live in this neighborhood. Now, some of the benefits of being a member here, you get to enjoy the clubhouse, the pool, and dining options, as well as the golf course itself. Here you will also see a lot of people driving their golf carts in the neighborhood, people walking to the golf course. And there are also these homes that are aligning the golf course, again, tend to be a little bit smaller, and they get a little bit larger the further away you get from the course itself. Now, there are a lot of custom-built homes in this neighborhood, so you get varied architecture, which is nice, so it doesn't feel so cookie-cutter like you would in a lot of other types of neighborhoods in Salem. Now, when living in this neighborhood, there are CC&Rs to be aware of, so there are some limitations with your home. However, there are no HOA fees. Actually, there's a small section in the neighborhood that does have an HOA, and it's to take care of a private park within the community itself, but it doesn't affect the greater neighborhood. What makes this neighborhood extra special is not only do you have this neighborhood feel, country club, countryside feel, but you also have the ability to buy acreage property, which is truly unique. These properties are large, between 1-5 acres, and they run more west in this neighborhood. If you are looking for countryside luxury living and you want land, this is a fantastic option, and you then truly feel away from it all. What really adds to the peace and quiet and privacy of this neighborhood is that there's only one way in and out. Yeah, one street to get in and out of this neighborhood, so there's really nobody cutting through the neighborhood to get somewhere else. So the only people that are really in the neighborhood are people that live there, or maybe people that are taking advantage of the golf course. Now, if golfing is something that you like and you don't want to become a member, you can actually head down the road on River Road to go to Salem Golf Course, which is public and a lot less expensive to play. Also, when you're living in this neighborhood, you're really close to Mento Island Brown Park, which is a massive open space land that runs along the Willamette River, offering scenic, beautiful walking paths through the river. They've got a playground for kids, massive open space, including a large acre, including one of the largest dog parks in all of Salem. My family and I love coming here throughout the different seasons, especially during the fall when you're seeing all the fall colors pop. Kids love riding their bikes along the paths. My wife likes running along the paths and along the river. It's just a very nice gathering spot. As I mentioned, you're about 10 minutes away from downtown, which is awesome, and you're about 10 minutes away from all your day-to-day amenities. So super close, yet really feel private and secluded, a nice getaway type neighborhood. And if this is something that's appealing to you and you wonder how much it costs to live here, well, the median price is going to be around $800,000, so a little bit more than Creekside. And if you want those large acreage properties, well, that's a different story. You're going to be into the millions for sure. We are off River Road, but this time we're a little bit more east off of River Road instead of west. So as the map is popping up, you can see where it is. You actually have to take a private road up to this neighborhood called Croissant Mountain Road. And it is actually quite a beautiful drive. It's peaceful, tree-lined, and when it's fall, the colors are popping off. But that's the only road in and out. Kind of like Illahee Hills, this neighborhood is also one way in, one way out. So it makes it more secluded, more private, a little bit more peaceful. And nobody's in this neighborhood at all unless they're living there, visiting friends and family. But that's what makes it so hidden and so private. You're on Croissant Mountain, on top of it all. This is also a neighborhood that is filled with hillside, so you can get some really amazing views when you're on the east side of the homes in Croissant Mountain. You sit high above the city with sweeping views of the Willamette Valley, the coastal range, Cascade Range, depending on the orientation of the homes. Now, this neighborhood also has an HOA and CC&R, so there are some restrictions and extra fees when living in this neighborhood. Now, a lot of these homes are larger in size, anywhere between 3,000 and 6,000 square feet, and you're sitting on larger plots of land. Now, you don't necessarily have acreage property like you do in Alehi Hills, but you have large plots of land, around a third of an acre for many of these homes. And as you can see, these homes are gorgeous. They're all beautiful, architecturally different in many ways. So again, you don't have that cookie cutter feel. It's really serene. It's quiet. A lot of people are walking around, walking with their pets. The sunsets and sunrises here are incredible, especially with those views, and especially if you're living on the sides where you're looking over the valley itself. Another thing I like about this neighborhood is at the bottom of this neighborhood, now not part of it, so you have to go down the private street, but just outside this neighborhood, you have a park called Nelson Park, which is a big open space area. It's beautiful, it's quiet, and again, this is a park that's not heavily used by a lot of people. It's really used by people just within this neighborhood and the surrounding neighborhood. You've got a playground there, you've got basketball court, tennis courts, a gazebo, little walking paths that kind of meander along the way, really nice little walking bridge. And it's just peaceful, it's quiet. Also in this location, again, you are really close to Mento Island Brown Park. As I mentioned before, a beautiful open space to take advantage of. You're just about a few minutes from there. You're also really close to the Salem Golf course. So this is not a golf course community, but you're about 5-minute drive to the closest golf course, and it's public. So again, you don't have to pay extra fees to be part of that membership. This neighborhood is also about 10 minutes away from the downtown area for all of your entertainment, your community events, and just being part of the neighborhood, or of the downtown lifestyle. And given that, you're also about 10 minutes away from all of your amenities. So again, you feel really away from it all and really private, but only 10 minutes away. And I think that's kind of special. In a lot of these neighborhoods that we've been talking about, how you feel quiet, you feel away from it all. I really love that this neighborhood, and really all the neighborhoods on this list in this video, are so close to your amenities and your day-to-day needs and your entertainment, 10, 15 minutes away. Yet when you're in these neighborhoods, you feel like you are way out in the outskirts. You feel like you're just away from the busyness, away from the hustle. And being that close and having that same feel is a really rare, unique find in Salem, and really any city, especially if you're moving from a big city like I did in my family. Then these neighborhoods are truly special. And if you want to know what the price or how much it's going to cost to live in this neighborhood, you're looking at about a median price of around $970,000. We have reached the next secret gem neighborhood on this list, and it's called Pringle Creek. Now, this is the neighborhood that I had mentioned in my intro of being one of the most unique neighborhoods in all of Salem. Not just hidden gem, but in general, it is truly a different lifestyle when living here. Now, this neighborhood is part of the greater neighborhood called Morningside. Now, we're still in the southern portion of Salem, just a little bit more east than we were in the previous couple of neighborhoods. We are east of Commercial Street, as a map was popping up showing you where this neighborhood is. Now, this neighborhood is what they call an agrihood. It's kind of a mix of agriculture and neighborhood. It's a sustainable residential development area full of affordable houses that fit every type of lifestyle. It's a serene environment where living is simplified for people who love nature. There are different styles of homes in Pringle Creek founded on the principles of sustainability. It was thoughtfully planned out with a lot of walking paths, biking paths, outdoor spaces, gardens, orchards, community gathering sites right out your front door. Now, if you're looking for homes that have backyards or a sense of privacy, this neighborhood might not exactly be for you, because vast majority of these homes don't have your own yard. It's kind of that front porch community where you do have your front porch, but this neighborhood really wants and encourages you to engage with your neighbors and your community. It has a big greenhouse, a community greenhouse where you can have your own space and grow your own vegetables. As I mentioned, there's orchards, so people are just going out in the neighborhood, picking random fruit, picking berries, and it's all there for the neighborhood to enjoy. And so again, it encourages this community living, sustainable living. You're going to have single family homes next to duplexes, single story homes next to 2-story homes. You're going to have 500 square foot homes next to 1,700 square foot homes. So you can see it varies quite a bit when living in this neighborhood, making it truly unique. And again, the whole community vibe, community feel, and the sustainability with the walking paths is what really helps make this neighborhood really unique. Now, unlike some of the other neighborhoods, which are a little bit more on the outskirts of the city, this is kind of like in the middle of the city, and it actually is kind of close to some industrial areas. It's really close to the Salem airport, which makes it really convenient if you are flying to Los Angeles or Las Vegas. Right now, they will be opening up more flights. It's pretty close to the I-5 freeway. It's a couple miles away from the Costco, and it's about 5 to 7 minutes away from Commercial Street, where you're going to find all of your amenities and your day-to-day needs. So again, what's interesting about this neighborhood is that you are in more of the middle of the city, but again, once you're in here, you really don't feel like you're in the busyness of the city. It really draws you out, makes you feel away from it all. It's peaceful, it's quiet, and it's also one of those neighborhoods where you're really not going through the neighborhood unless you live here. Now, there is more than one way in and out of this neighborhood, but not many. There's just like a couple. So it does have that secluded feel. Now, given its namesake, Pringle Creek, you may be wondering, is there an actual creek that goes through it? And yes, there is. It is really part of the whole walking paths, biking paths area. So it has that peaceful, tranquil feel of the creek running through it. There's also guest cottages available at reduced rates for residents when company come in. So that's also different. So if you have people coming in, there's actually places that they can live there. There's a community hall where you can do gathering events. It's open to anyone that lives there, which makes it nice when you're putting on little events for the community, or if you want to have a little party for family or friends or people that are coming in from out of town. There's also a coffee place right in this neighborhood called Prismatic Coffee. They got a little coffee truck that goes around, but they have a little areas where you can sit, have your sip of coffee. And again, it's right there in the neighborhood, easily to walk to. And this neighborhood is just about 10 minutes away from downtown. I know I sound redundant where I keep saying these places are 10, 15 minutes away, but that's kind of a cool thing about these hidden gem neighborhoods, feeling away from it all, yet super close to the charming downtown that we have. So if you want to go in for a nice movie and dinner, or walk around, do some shopping, get your favorite coffee, go to a sweet shop, it's all there, right, just 10 minutes away. Now, out of all the areas I mentioned before, this is going to be the most affordable, coming in at a median price of $375,000 for a home in Pringle Creek. Now, part of this has to do with how small the homes tend to be and how you don't get your own private land with it for the most part. No backyards, no lot sizes to speak of. And again, you're talking homes between 500 to like 1,700 square feet, whereas in the other neighborhoods, they're a lot larger and it comes with land, it comes with views. But $375,000 for newer homes, newer construction in an agri-hood, community-based living is pretty cool, and it's pretty special, unique hidden gem in Salem. We're moving away from the southern portion of Salem, and we are going to West Salem. Now, West Salem is unique in itself. I've got a video dedicated to that neighborhood, so you can take a look at what I mean by how unique West Salem in general is. But this is a hidden gem called Whispering Heights / Chandler Estates. I'm combining two neighborhoods together because they kind of run together. This is in the most northern and western portion of the city of Salem before you get into county territory where it's all agriculture, countryside living, farmland, and vineyards. So we are right at the edge of town, literally right at the edge of town along Michigan City Drive and Wallace, as maps popping up to show you where it is. Now again, this neighborhood is some place where you feel really, truly away from it all. It's a nice escape from the busyness of the city, from the hustle of the urban areas of Salem area. You can really get a breath of fresh air. It's peaceful, it's quiet. You're constantly hearing crickets, frogs, owls, coyotes. You're also hearing the cattle nearby and the cows. You're seeing horses. People have chickens on their property. You're going to see the occasional deer run across the street. So it's that type of neighborhood. And it's also a neighborhood where, again, you don't have people going in and out through the neighborhood to get to somewhere else, because there's really no reason to be in the neighborhood unless you live or visiting friends and family. Now, a lot of these homes in these neighborhoods are newer construction. There is actually some new construction still going on in the area, but these are homes that are more newly built by larger developers. So I will say you do have a little bit more of a cookie cutter feel than you do compared to the other neighborhoods that were mentioned on this list. You do get some larger homes, and because it's hillside property, you get some pretty cool views from the homes. And you're walking along any of these streets in the neighborhoods, you're seeing views of the local hills, the agriculture and countryside. You can also see views of downtown Salem, as well as Mount Hood and the Cascade Mountain Range. Now, there is an HOA and the CC&Rs that are attached to this community. The HOAs are fairly inexpensive, unless you're more in the Chandler Estates where they have a community clubhouse with a pool, then it's a little bit more expensive. But they do have a community garden as well as an open space park space with a walking trail. There's no playground to speak of. It's just open space that was dedicated and promised not to be developed. So that is really nice to be part of the neighborhood. People take advantage of it all the time. People have picnics in there, walking their dogs, playing with their kids. It's just a nice place to go to right smack in the middle of the neighborhood. Makes this portion of West Salem and Salem in general really special is that you are adjacent to Willamette wine country. It is home to over 500 wineries and vineyards. It is a big producer of Pinot Noir and other types of varietals, and it is awesome to be this close. In fact, if you are living in this neighborhood, you actually have membership to this winery, and it's easily walkable, so very pleasant. It has awesome sweeping views of the Willamette River area as well as the Cascade Mountains. But aside from that, you're just 5, 10 minutes, 15 minutes away, and you are in wine country with massive amounts of opportunities to do wine tasting, strolling through wineries and vineyards. And it's just a beautiful thing if you're into that. It's just beautiful scenery. Even if you're not a big wine drinker, just to take a drive, if you just really want a breather and get away and a little escape, just driving through this countryside with all the vineyards and wineries, agriculture is something really special about living in this neighborhood. As I mentioned with the first neighborhood in the video, Creekside, we're close to this really cool food truck area. Well, in this area neighborhood, you are close to one as well called Checkpoint 221, where they have about 15 food carts. This one actually has an indoor dining hall with full bar and pub. They have entertainment here. They have trivia night. My family and I take advantage of it all the time because, well, with kids, sometimes everyone wants something different, and this gives you plenty of options, and it's just a fun place to go. Also, going back to the neighborhood itself, I love that the kids can roam around the neighborhood. My kids love riding their bikes, their scooters, taking walks. And again, with these views, you just have that breath of fresh air. Close to amenities, though, because West Salem has all of its own amenities, everything that you would want. You do have to cross the bridge in order to get to downtown Salem. Again, if you want more information about West Salem life, check out my video dedicated to this neighborhood. But crossing the bridge from this neighborhood, you're about 10 minutes. It takes you about 10 minutes. If there's a little bit extra traffic, which sometimes there is, maybe it's 15 minutes to get to the downtown area. But I cross it every single day, and I don't find it to be a big deal. I love going into downtown. Also, my kids' daycare is on the other side of the bridge. Wife works on the other side of the bridge. Not a big deal. And so it's just part of your daily life. And again, if you're coming from a big city, you're going to think nothing of this type of commute to get to the downtown area. Buy a house in this area, you're looking about a medium price point of $570,000. Now, a lot of these homes are on the bigger side, 22 to 300 to 3,000 square feet. And at $570,000, that's not actually too bad, especially when you are talking about newer construction, newer development. I'd love to know what you think about these hidden gem neighborhoods that I've revealed. Comment below. And also, if you like what you see, subscribe to the channel, hit the like button. And if you are thinking about moving to the Salem area, my team and I would love to help. Hit us up at the contact information below. As a reminder, I'm Dave Fein with the Real Estate Dads, and I will see you on the next video.